Hey guys, it's Chey. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So for today's video, I wanted to try out some new makeup that I have received. If you know me, you know that I love to shop, so of course I have collected a few new products. I'll say the star of the show for this video is definitely what's on my eyes, and that is going to be the Blend Bunny Beauty Below palette. I definitely have some thoughts on this palette, but when you open up this palette, this is absolutely gorgeous. Like, these are the shades. They look absolutely stunning. And I will insert some swatches of this palette. I also picked up the new Morphe concealer and color corrector. I recently placed another order for blushes from Give Me Glow Cosmetics, so I have a new shade that I tried out. I also wanted to try out this e.l.f. liquid bronzer as well, just to fully get my thoughts on this product. And last but not least is I finally have gotten this baby. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second setting mist. This is supposed to give you 36-hour wear, and I am a very oily girl. I absolutely love the one size on till dawn, but if I can find something a little bit cheaper, okay, it's a little bit harder times right now. So I wanted to give this a go and see how I feel about it. If you guys want to see how I created this beautiful look and my thoughts on these products, then let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so we are starting with nice, hydrated, and prepped skin, and I personally love my skin being taken care of, and that's going to be thanks to this Medicube Deep Vitamin C facial pads and also this brightening gel mask. We're going to go ahead and get into priming the face, and I'm taking the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This is the tinted one in the shade 8.5, and what I love about this is that it does control the oils, but it also keeps the skin looking like skin without being overly dewy, as we can see the difference right here. So we're going to go ahead and do the brows off camera, and we're coming back with the brows snatched. And we're going to go ahead and start getting into this eye look. So I'm taking the P.LOUISE base in Rumor number 5 and priming the lids. And then we are using the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Beauty Below palette. And it is definitely a deep, dark, and sexy palette. So let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and take the shade Tempt and start to map out the crease. So I'm taking this on the inner part because we are using two different colors. So we're starting with the purple, and then we're blending it out with this red berry shade called Siren Shriek, and it all blended really, really nicely. So now we're gonna be adding the blue called Abyss, and it is a deep navy blue, and we're just continuing to map out the shape of how I want this eye look to go. I'm doing more of like a fake cut crease, and then I'm taking the shade Watery Grave, and as you can see, it is pigmented, baby. Okay, the shade color in the pan looks more muted, and clearly when you see it on, it packs a punch. So we're just gonna add some depth to the eye look by taking Take Heed, and it's basically your deep dark black, which I personally love because we are adding some depth and some drama. Okay, then you just want to go back and add more saturation to the eye. So I'm just taking those crease shades and adding more color. So now we're going to add these two shades and mix them and apply them on to the lid. So for me, I didn't want to do specifically a cut crease, so we're just gonna pack this shadow onto the lid just to fake it till we make it. Okay, and then once we have that all nice and blended, it's time to add some shimmer, and I'm taking this purpley shade called Lull and Slay, just because it's purple with those blue like reflex in it, and I thought that was the perfect added touch. And then once I have that on, we're gonna take those two dark purple and blue color to really just map out the liner, and then we're going to clean it up with some micellar water just to make it nice and sharp. We're going to go do that off camera onto the other eye, and this is what you should look like. It's very gorgeous. I love how it turned out. So now we're going to get into this e.l.f. Liquid contour, and we're going to do this underpainting technique. So I'm adding it underneath on the cheeks, the nose, the jawline, a little bit on the lip just to give me some depth and, you know, make the lips look a little bit more luscious. And honestly, this blends like a dream. I definitely would recommend letting it sit on the skin because it is more of a satin finish. It's not too glowy, but I just need it to be a little bit thicker. I feel like if they came out with like a matte version of this, it would look really good, but you know, just leave it on if you want more coverage, because I did go and do like 3 or 4 layers of this liquid contour. And I tried out this Morphe Wake Up Artist. This is their serum, concealer, and color corrector. So I'm taking this color corrector shade in Peach 2, I believe. And as you can see, this is extremely bright. And honestly, using the brush, I don't know what was happening. I was using tapping motions and it was just like lifting. So I had to switch to a sponge just to make sure everything is blended nice and even. But as you can see, like this color corrector doesn't really have any coverage to it. And yeah, so that's why I normally stay away from these serum concealers. I definitely went back and returned it, okay? Because this just didn't give me any coverage that I was looking for, and it creased so bad. So even here, adding it underneath the cheek, I'm loading it up underneath, and it looks pigmented until you blend it out. I'm gonna spray the face using the LYS Triple Fix setting spray, and even then, like, it shears out really, I don't know why, but it shears out really good. Well, it's not good. And so I wasn't really feeling that. There was really no coverage, no nothing. So I wasn't too happy with this concealer. And then it did crease when I set it and everything. It just looked a mess, okay? But the foundation really saved it. So I'm mixing the DIOR Backstage foundation and MAC Studio Fix. So I feel like the foundation plus the blurring balm powder really kind of helped the concealer out. But I'm just blending the foundation all over, and the skin is giving, okay? It's definitely giving. So I did let that bronzer sit on the nose, and even doing this, it was still kind of liquidy. So I was being very careful when blending it out. And I just wanted to add more bronzer. So that's what I'm doing right here, just adding a little bit more because y'all know I love a good sculpt moment. This is definitely a very natural liquid contour or bronzer, so it's perfect for beginners, but for me, I'm wanting something a little bit more. So for blush, I'm taking this DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Powder Flush. This is the blush, and I love this. I don't know why I haven't used it, so I need to bring her out more. Then to set the under eyes, I'm taking the P.LOUISE Power Powder, and we're gonna go ahead and set it with a brush because, baby, when you use a powder puff with that, you really pack on the pigment. So I'm just setting it lightly, and I'm noticing like it's starting to not look the best underneath the eyes. For bronzer, I'm throwing it back to this Morphe Phenom bronzer, and honestly, I love using this. I hate that this is discontinued, but baby, I still use it, okay? So I'm just adding a bronzer on the cheek, the jaw. Of course, I'm gonna use it for my nose contour as well, and it just looks so natural without doing too much, and that's why I love it so much. So now we're gonna go ahead and get into adding the blush. This is the Give Me Glow Cosmetics blush in Doll Domination, and it looks light on the on the pan, but when you put it on the skin, it's that natural looking blush. And I love that you can build it up because sometimes I don't want to look like too blush heavy. So I love the color and how natural it looks. So I'm also using the Laura Mercier translucent powder with this Sephora collection powder puff. I personally love this Sephora collection powder puff. I haven't used this Laura Mercier powder in a while, but I definitely fell back in love using it after using it in this video, and the skin just looks so smooth and flawless. As you can see around that bronzer area, it is still like a little bit dewy, but I think that's just from the cream liquid bronzer. So I'm just adding I'm lining my lip line just to add some depth, and I was like, oh god, I need to go ahead and take off this bake. So I'm taking the One Size Turn Up the Base powder foundation and just dusting off the bake. And doing this also gives a little bit more coverage to the skin because, you know, I am a full beat girly. And for my lip color today, I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Bunny. And this is such a cute pink lip. And I personally love the Kylie Cosmetics lip kits. And I'm just going back and adding a little bit more blush. Then I'm going to take the LYS highlighter, I'm so sorry, and adding that onto the nose. I was thinking about adding it onto the cheeks, but I decided to keep it matte. And we are going to go ahead and set the face using this L'Oreal setting spray, and literally it is like hairspray, and it really did lock and load the face. And this is what the face looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys like this look, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.